All right, so today we're going to introduce ratios. And let's go ahead and let's look at some problems here. It says find the ratio of squares to total shapes in the diagram below. So again, like I said yesterday, we need to make sure we read our labels. So it says find the ratio of squares. So it wants us to find the number of squares first. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 squares. So I'm going to make sure I plug 12 into the first box. And then it says to the total shapes in the diagram. So it says the ratio of squares to total shapes. So if I already have 12 squares and I need total, I'm just going to continue with my numbers. So I have 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. Okay, so 32 now is my total. So I'm going to just plug 32 in, and I'm going to hit try. Okay, now I need to read carefully. It says, for every 3 squares, there are blank total shapes. So I'm going to show you here. So it says for every 3 squares. So I'm just going to look at my actual squares here. There are 3 squares. There are how many total shapes? So again, I'm going to look at just my row here. And I'm going to count. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So here, whenever there are 3 squares, there are 8 total shapes. Therefore, the simplified ratio of square to total shapes would be 3 squares for every 8 total shapes. And then you're going to hit submit answer. And then you're going to tell it yes. And it's going to tell you if you got it right or wrong. Okay? Let's go ahead and let's do another one. If you need to see, it breaks it down for you what you're really doing. Okay? So let's do another problem. Okay? Again, we need to read carefully though. So here it says find the ratio of squares to total shapes in the diagram below. So we're going to do that again. Okay? So again, we're finding the ratio of squares first, then the number of total shapes second. So I'm going to count my squares and only my squares first. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So for my squares, I would be sure to put 9. All right, now it wants the total amount of shapes. So both of these are shapes, so I just need to continue. So we have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put 24 here. Okay, then we're going to hit try. And it's going to help break it down for me. So I'm going to go ahead and erase my work. And it says for every 3 squares, so again, we're going to look at that. I see that there's 3 squares here. What is the total amount of shapes? So for every 3 squares, there's 1, 2, 3 squares. There would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total shapes. So we're going to put 8 here. And it says, therefore, our simplified ratio would then be 3 squares to 8 total shapes. And we're going to hit submit answer and hit yes. And it's going to tell me if I got it right or wrong, and it's going to break it down for you. Okay, we're going to do one more. All right, so this time it says find the ratio of squares to triangles in the diagram below. So I'm going to read my ratio. It wants the unsimplified ratio of squares to triangles. So I'm going to count just my squares first. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So that would be 12 squares. So I want to make sure I put my squares first because that's what it says first. And then it says 2 triangles. So I'm going to count my triangles now. Okay? And my triangles are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So I'm going to put 15 in the second one. Notice it did not want the total this time. It wanted just the triangle. So you got to read carefully. Okay? Now I'm going to hit try. I'm going to erase my work real quick. And it says for every 4 squares, there are blank triangles. So you see here in each row, there are 4 squares. And how many triangles are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for every 4 squares, there are 5 triangles. Therefore, the simplified ratio of squares to triangles would be 4 to 5. And we're going to submit answer, hit yes, and it tells me I'm correct. And then if you need to see the breakdown of it, read through it.